Most people define liminal space as a transitional space between states of being. But why are we drawn to them? Why do we also feel comfortable, yet uncomfortable by their presence? Liminality is not a recent discovery. Anthropologist Arnold van Gennep had first noticed liminality when he developed the idea of the rite of passage. The rite of passage is a point in a human's life where transition is noticed. The main events can range from marriage, puberty, birth, and death. In these events, the participants stand at a certain threshold for the past and the future. For example, marriage is the beginning of a new life for someone, and leaving behind the past. Puberty is known as the main transition point in a human's life. They start to change in many ways, mainly becoming a new person from this experience. Birth is most notable for being the start of something new in the rite of passage. The most known rite of passage is death. Leaving something behind can be difficult, and the end of someone's life can greatly impact most people and how they live, causing them to grow or change. But during these moments in time, this is where we can capture liminality in its most emotional-based form. Now, since we know where the term liminality comes from, why are we afraid or made uncomfortable by the media of liminal spaces? Liminal spaces may induce a feeling of dread, purposelessness, and maybe a feeling of anxiety. But why? Why are these emotions so noticeable? Our minds perceive these spaces as impossible to go back to, and they shouldn't exist in the way that they are shown. A dead mall is one of the first locations that come to mind. A once populated place with multiple different rites of passages occurring, now empty. Maybe the music is still playing, giving off the impression of being alive. But combined, it gives off a feeling of dread. In my opinion, these moments are a fading memory of what was and what is coming in the future. These are the moments that can never occur again. More common liminal spaces can be from video games. Gmod maps, old COD games, and many more give off the uncanny feeling of being alone. The remains of a thriving community. But why are we drawn to these locations? From human psychology, we are more known to go to locations that remind us of our childhood, or a moment in which change is occurring. Moving houses can cause this moment, where you don't believe you should be there, but it is still your home, causing the familiar and unfamiliar to clash and cause the feeling of a liminal space. Or maybe it's just the feeling of being free from stress as a child. Music made from the idea of a liminal space will give off the idea of the past while also remaining in the present, causing the listener to feel a sort of unease, while also giving off the feeling of a peaceful place. When thinking of liminal music, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the caretaker with his portrayal of dementia and leaving behind a piece of yourself every day. Or maybe it's the more uncanny sounds in music, something that sounds familiar while also feeling different. The areas of liminal space are foreign but also familiar, leading to the feeling of unease, most commonly shared between the media. I'll end this off with one of my favorite quotes while researching a liminal space. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck in somewhere where you don't belong.